So take the principle. You got to know what you want. So many people go through life and they don't even get intentional about what they want to have happen. They just let things happen instead of make things happen.
Hey there, welcome to Oaks Insider, where we are helping people build and drive culture for the local church and their everyday lives.
Yeah.
And today we are talking about being intentional.
Being intentional.
Yeah, intentional living. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of landing the plane here today. So there's some things that we can do to help move that ball forward, right?
Yeah, and in our small groups, we've had a lot of interaction for the last few weeks with the Beyond Success, Intentional Living with John Maxwell. And as you know, we've talked every now and then. That I've had the honor in the last year to be with him on 2 or 3 trips. And right now, like what he's been teaching on all of the countries that we're in and everything that's going on is about the intentional living. It's a big focus. And probably the biggest thing I've learned on those deals is a deal where he raises his hand like this and he goes, everything worthwhile is uphill, right? He goes like that. And then the greatest line is when he goes, everything worthwhile in life is uphill. You got to do it with intentionality. Nobody gets to the top and doesn't know why. And he says, you can't get uphill with downhill habits. It's a pretty powerful line. So he says the only way you're going to change your habits is by being intentional to go uphill and get these worthwhile things. So he talks about the rule of 5. Rule of 5 is a great principle in every area of your life you want to be intentional about. Physical area of your life, the spiritual areas of your life, the mental, the personal growth, the relationships, every area of life. Intentional. Remember the story goes like this. If you've got a tree in the backyard you want to get down, cut it down. You get an axe, you go out, hit it in the morning 5 times. Then you put the axe up, go back out the next day, go over to the same tree, hit it 5 times. Then you go back in, come out the next day, get the axe and go down and hit it 5 times. You can do it with us this next time. You get the axe, you go back out, unless you're driving, and you hit the tree 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what's going to happen eventually?
That tree's going down.
Eventually it's going down. You just keep being consistent. So he says, here's the rule of 5 played out with that. Number 1, you've got to know what you want to have happen. So in this case of the illustration, the metaphor is the tree to go down. It may be, I want to live a healthier life. I want to have personal growth. I want to grow in this area of leadership, or I want to grow in this area of my spiritual life, or the power of 4 or more is how we've used this illustration with reading the Word of God and the transformation that takes place when you read the Bible every day, or at least 4 times a week, right? So take the principle. You got to know what you want. So many people go through life and they don't even get intentional about what they want to have happen. They just let things happen instead of make things happen. So you got to know what you want. Name it. Write it down. The second thing is you got to get the right tool. What's the right tool? Well, in this case, it's the axe. If you get a bat and you go out and you hit that tree 5 times, he goes like this, it doesn't do anything. Same kind of, think about it. Blows my mind. Same energy with the axe as you're putting in with the bat, but wrong tool.
Totally different.
So you got to make sure that whatever you're doing, you have the right tool of what you're doing. So I think if you want to have change in your life spiritually, the right tool is the Word of God. If you want to make the right changes in your physical life, then it's going to be how you eat and your exercise and sleep and these things that what they are. And so you get those tools. The third thing is that you stay focused. It's silly if you go out and you get to that and this is what we're going to do, but then you get distracted. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go do this. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that over here. Squirrel. No, I'm not going to. Squirrel. It's like hit this tree, hit this tree, hit this tree. Eventually, all you do is that tree's not coming down. You just have a bunch of scarred up trees. A lot of people live that way. So you got to stay focused on what you're doing. So on the Power 4 or More, is stay focused on, I'm really going to do this. It's every day. I'm going to stick with the Word of God, the Power 4 or More. I'm not going to say, hey, forget the Word of God right now. I'm going to go read this book, or I'm going to go try to do a podcast on being better in life or something else like that. Get the tool, work it, do it, focus, and stay consistent. Every day is the key word. Every day. You just go out every day.
So go out every day. Do it?
When am I going to do it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're supposed to say every day.
Oh, every day.
Well,
Say, ask me again.
What about during Christmas time?
Every day.
What about the summer?
Every day.
What about during spring break?
Every day. But
you
listen
do it
here,
every day?
every day. But here's the cool deal: it's not just every day, or it's every day, not all day. So sometimes people think it's the rule of 50. I got to go out and hit it 50 times.
Yes.
The intentionality isn't about doing the one thing all the time. It's doing it every day. You know. And then the last time is you keep doing whatever you're trying to do, and intentionally do it until it's done.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I love it.
So when Maxwell was talking about personal growth, he talks about Earl Nightingale. I love the story how Earl Nightingale would say, hey, if you do anything an hour a day, every single day for 5 years, you'll get in the top 5% of that area of expertise in the world.
Do you know that's crazy?
Isn't that awesome?
Well, when you think about how many hours a week people spend on social media, the kids and I were just talking about this, a lot of them are spending 20 hours a week, not even thinking about it. What if you just half that? Maybe took an hour a day to spend on something. They could become an expert.
An expert. And then
just about any field.
But what I love that John says is he started out going, okay, I'm going to be an expert on leadership. So what he did is he went 2.5 years, and at 2.5, and his question was every day is, how much longer do I have to go? How much longer until I get there? How much longer until I get there? He said about halfway in, it changed the whole question. It wasn't how much longer till I get there. It was how far can I go?
Right. Yeah.
It changed his mentality because the intentionality changed him as a person. Here's the thing. You've been listening to all the messages. We just wrapped it up. So many different areas we talked about being intentional. What's one area that's going to be your tree in the backyard? What's the tool that you need to have to do it? Can you stay focused? Write it down. Take your phone out. Take a piece of paper down, whatever. Get accountability on it. Do it every day. Every day. It isn't once a week. It's every day, focusing in on that and keep doing it until you've got that mastered.
Yeah, I love that. So when should they figure that out?
I would say you need to make a mental note right now. I'm either going to do it now or when am I going to do it?
Exactly.
And then you've got to schedule it in and say, this is the time I want to make a decision. What do I need to be doing with my life that's intentional? We just want to help you, man. That's what this Insider's about. You're in, so we're in to help you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the product of that too and applying that. And we're going to continue the conversation here. We'll see you next time at Oaks Insider.
Thanks so much for joining us today for Oaks Insider. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Stop right now and do it on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Google Play. Subscribe so you can get this easily every single week. And if you're not following us, at Oaks Church TX, that's for Texas, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Again, thanks for joining us.